Where is everyone? New York City, once pulsing with life, now feels eerily quiet. Las Vegas, practically deserted on a Saturday night. What we're witnessing isn't just a slow season. It's a tourism collapse unfolding in real time across the United States. Just a year ago, trendy NYC tours drew crowds of 20 or more. Now those crowds have thinned to a mere 5. Some are barely hanging on, while others have already closed for good. Something went wrong. 2025 was the year tourism would return. Now, the industry is plummeting, losing more than $12.5 billion and rising. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Building tension. Foreign tourists are canceling in the tens of thousands. Not hundreds, not thousands, but tens of thousands. And they're doing it for reasons much greater than exorbitant prices or airfares. This time, it's more fundamental. Fear. Numerous foreign travelers are no longer inquiring whether they can afford to visit America. They're wondering, is it even safe to travel? Across Europe, Canada, Australia, and more, tourists are expressing increasing dismay. And it's not going unnoticed. Detentions at the border, personal devices examined, activity on the internet monitored, and now a new $250 visa integrity fee tacked on just to come into the country. These are not travel hassles, they're outright deterrents. And who knows, they're succeeding. Transition into main questions. So what's going on? Has America become a no-go zone? Why are Canadians, Brits, Europeans, even international students suddenly choosing to stay away? And what does this mean for cities like New York and Las Vegas, where tourism isn't just a luxury, it's a lifeline? Stick with us, because we're unpacking the full picture behind this unprecedented downturn and exploring why, for many, the U.S. is no longer on the travel list. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is one video you'll want to see through to the end. Section 1. The Data Shock. Let's begin with the numbers, and they're jaw-dropping. In 2025 alone, the United States is projected to lose more than $12.5 billion in tourism revenue. That's billion, with a capital B. But this isn't a temporary slump, it's an economic emergency. They are already being strained by major U.S. cities. And the hardest hit? It's affecting the areas most reliant on foreign travelers. Consider New York City, an international symbol of tourism. It's expecting a 17% decline in foreign visitors this year. The knock-on effect? Empty hotel rooms, restaurants shortening hours, Broadway theaters filled with empty rows of seats, and whole districts losing the critical revenue generated by tourists. New York isn't the only one. Nationwide, over 1 million international visitors. Tourists and business people canceled or put off their trips. That's 1 million fewer nights spent in hotel beds. 1 million fewer cars leased, theme park tickets purchased, guided tours booked. In Las Vegas, where the city is founded on entertainment, events, and service industries, the slowdown can't be avoided. With fewer tourists coming in, the economic machine is choking. Companies that managed to cling to life during the pandemic are now shutting down for good. Transition to larger impact. This isn't just a tourism issue, though. It's a canary in the coal mine indicator for the rest of the American economy. When foreign visitors disappear, so do jobs. Tax collections dwindle. Local retailers, street vendors to top-end boutiques, feel pain. Entire communities start to disintegrate. And worst of all, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Section 2. The real reason, fear. So why are folks really shying away from America? It's not all about cash. It's not all inflation or pricey airfares. It's about security, or more accurately, the absence of it. For more and more global travelers, going to the U.S. today comes with a sense of risk. In discussions boards, blogs, and comment pages worldwide, the message is one. You couldn't pay me to travel to the U.S. Most fear being profiled, arrested, questioned, or worse. Tales of intrusive security screenings, probing questions, and inexplicable denial of visas are all around. For others, America is becoming less of an open society and increasingly akin to a surveillance state. As one commenter succinctly put it, Section 3, a climate of intimidation. It's no longer just headlines. Ordinary people are living this. Visitors, students, even visa holders with sterling records are now encountering aggressive new techniques at U.S. borders and airports. Travelers describe being held for hours, compelled to unlock their phones, explain their travel itinerary, or interpret previous social media posts, even when the trip is perfectly legal. Some have been sent to ICE detention centers, including a 28-year-old European backpacker traveling on a valid visa. It no longer matters if you're here for a vacation, a research project, or just catching a connecting flight. The risks now feel far too high. One Canadian summed it up. "I used to love visiting Vegas and Florida. Now, not a chance." That sentiment is spreading like wildfire across social media, where horror stories are going viral. The unspoken message echoing through countless comment sections. If you're not American, you're not welcome. Whether or not that reputation is fair, the damage is real. And it's costing the U.S. billions. Section 4. Tour operators jump ship. This isn't merely a surge of personal decisions. Now, whole tour organizations are diverting their packages away from the US, Europe, Asia, South America, places where it feels easier to enter, safer to enter, and more respectfully to enter, are experiencing a burst of reservations. The American tourism sector, which was once an international draw, is losing its attractiveness quickly. And just when you think things cannot worsen further, they do. Section 5. The $250 barrier. In 2025, the government of the United States added a new obstacle for tourists, a $250 visa integrity fee. Yes, you heard correctly. To even get onto the soil of the United States, tourists and other holders of non-immigrant visas now have to pay an extra $250. This new charge, quietly included in a broader federal budget package, applies to nearly everyone: vacationing families, international students, business travelers. And while there are vague promises of reimbursement after your visa expires, that's only if you've complied perfectly with every single visa condition. Even then, the refund process is murky at best. And here's the real kicker: the fee isn't fixed. Beginning after September 30th, 2025, the Secretary of Homeland Security shall have the authority to increase the amount. That $250? It may well be just the beginning. Around the world, travelers are referring to it as what it so obviously is: a deterrent. For others, the message seems clear: don't come here. Some even say they'd rather shell out that same amount simply to stay away from the U.S. altogether. And when coupled with social media monitoring, aggressive questioning at the border, and overall atmosphere of distrust, this fee is not only unpopular. For many, it's the last straw. Section 6. Vegas, a ghost city. Nowhere does this breakdown occur more spectacularly or surrealistically than in Las Vegas, a city founded on lights, electricity, and around-the-clock entertainment. Today resembles a ghost town. Videos circulating online show the Las Vegas Strip on a Saturday night, completely empty. No packed sidewalks, no roaring nightlife, no buzz, just silence. One shocked local filming near the iconic Venetian Bridge asked, "Where are the people? I've never seen Vegas like this." And he's not dreaming. Casino employees, tour guides, ride-share drivers, all are noting a huge decline in traffic. Hot tickets are being canceled. Rooms in hotels go unreserved, even after discounts are steep. Tour groups that used to provide 20 customers now bring 5, perhaps 6, sometimes none. This is not a blip. Las Vegas has always been a popular destination for Canadians, Europeans, and Australians, an international visitor playground. But now, even this world-famous city is beginning to get burned by America's dwindling global credibility. Section 7. The collapse in real time. Today, increasingly, foreign visitors simply aren't showing up. And who can blame them? Is it fear about their safety? Anger over new visa barriers? Or just the nagging suspicion that something's not quite right? The international audience is turning out America. And no place is that quiet deafening than in Las Vegas. When the tourists in Sin City dry up, the consequences are quick and merciless. It is not a diversified economy city. It thrives on hotels, conventions, high-end restaurants, and casinos. When those industries fail, everything falls apart. Employment vanishes, layoffs increase, small businesses go under. What was a cash cow for the United States is now on life support. And if things don't change, and soon, Las Vegas could be one of the largest economic casualties of America's tourism downturn. Section 8. The Fall of a Dream Destination. A long time ago, the U.S. marketed itself as the land of freedom, fun, and unlimited opportunity, the ultimate dream destination, a destination where everyone could come and feel inspired, included, and alive. But in 2025, that's changing, quickly. Now, even overseas media are advising tourists to think twice. The Irish Times recently published a notice: check your social media before traveling to the U.S. Why? Because now, under new U.S. entry policies, visa applicants are required to provide all social media handles they've ever used in the past 5 years. If your accounts are private, or if you've ever posted something critical of the U.S., you might be denied entry. This isn't normal security anymore. It's becoming personal. To many across the globe, this appears to be surveillance, censorship, and punishment for free speech. It's getting global headlines. And the backlash is real. Section 9. A wave of defections. Those who had previously fantasized about walking down New York streets, attending American universities, or honeymooning in Hawaiian beaches are now saying simply, forget it. Touring groups are shunning U.S. destinations and going instead to Canada, Europe, and Asia. Destinations that are perceived as safer, more open, and more respectful of foreign visitors. Even America's nearest friends, such as the United Kingdom and Canada, are experiencing increasing grassroots protests demanding a boycott of travel to the United States. The message? We love Americans still, but we can't support what the nation is becoming. And this is not merely a PR issue. When your international reputation becomes toxic, tourists fade away, investors move at a glacial pace, and foreign trust disappears. Worse still, restoring that goodwill takes time, years, even decades. Section 10. Economic shockwaves. So the question really is, has the damage already been done? This tourism collapse is more than shuttered hotel lobbies and fewer Instagram posts. It's inflicting profound economic hurt that's now resonating throughout entire American cities. New York, Las Vegas, Miami, and Orlando don't simply rely on tourism. They subsist on it. From airports to cafes, street vendors to taxi companies, museum tour guides to event coordinators, there are entire systems based on the consistent beat of international travelers. And now that rhythm is shattering. Local businesses are seeing layoffs, hiring freezes, and in some instances, permanent shutdowns. Restaurants filled with tourists just weeks ago are operating in the red. Hotels are cutting back on employees. Major events are being canceled. Each delayed flight, each postponed trip, each stranded traveler is another local worker at risk. And those losses? They're piling up rapidly. Feels like a fascist country now. Section 11. The political price. And the consequences aren't just financial. They are profoundly political. Lots of people are laying blame on policies implemented over the last few years, especially in the Donald Trump era, as the incendiary spark that has caused this slump. Anti-immigration rhetoric, tough visa policies, and now the notorious $250 entrance fee, claim critics, have sent a clear message. Foreigners are not welcome here. Whereas other parts of the world, from Europe to Southeast Asia, have come storming back to life after the pandemic with thriving tourism economies, the United States is lagging behind. Not gradually, spectacularly. And the results don't end at forfeited income. America's reputation is suffering. Diplomatic goodwill is dwindling. Global confidence is slipping through our fingers. What began as a tourism problem has now mushroomed into a crisis of reputation, a pummeling to the economy, and a question mark over American leadership in the world. Section 12. What comes next? Let's be clear. This isn't about fewer camera clicks in Times Square or empty blackjack tables in Vegas. This is a symptom of something far deeper. The American tourism downturn is revealing fault lines in America's policies, values, and identity. The question on everyone's mind now is, can America regain its position as a leading international destination? Or has damage already become irreparable? The world is paying attention, and many are already planning an alternative. Final moment. What do you think? Is this a temporary decline or a lasting change in the way the world views the United States? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. More is coming, and you won't want to miss it.